Welcome back everybody into another daily recap of gold. Today is the 21st of July and as you're going to see, we have a pretty nice price action happening on gold, and we're going to see where price made his reactions, why he made them, and further on what happened in my live trading session of today, which was not that much, but we're going to see it. So we start, of course, the pre-analysis, pre-New York from the 15-minute, even if we don't have, like for example, now we were in a very low price, 1685. If we go and look on the hourly and 4 hour, we have to go back to 2021 to find the first signs of a price action hitting that level, as you can see here. So that's where I charted up these PSAs, and this one was I think August 2020. Even as you can see, yes, the first time that we went to a 16 was April 2020. So we were at a very low level that has not been touched in a long time, but it always gave very nice rejections. 1680s were always very strong price action, very strong rejection areas. So we chart up. So at New York Open, we are in the middle of this demand area. The price action is not that strong, as you can see. We are creating some sort of support. We can see more than a support is, we can see that the price is not very trending in a direction. We can see that the price is slowing down a lot, as you can see with the size compared to what happened during London, for example. This was London exactly, that reacted at this supply area and then went straight down. As you can see, left this supply area that we are going to see in the details in the lower time frames. And I was looking at these price action. So starting before New York, what we have for sure is that this is New York Open over here. So in pre-New York, we already had this support being formed, very small candle, lower wicks being left on the chart. And if there is price action is not broken, what we can expect is that the price will grab liquidity to go up. And this is what also was forecasted by myself into there you go, into pre-New York Open. So this one was a forecast. You can see we were like 20 minutes before New York Open, and we were creating a sort of wedge against this level. This was the previous support, and we have this. At first, we have liquidity grab going down. Now we start to see volume in the charts. After that, we see that at exactly support, we have a strong confirmation. I mean, there's not like a big candle, but it's a strong confirmation for me for entering buys. And we are at this level. We are pre-New York. It's not my trading session, so I was just looking at it. So we can already see that if the entry was 1681, price went from there, 1681, went like 360 pips from there, never going back to your entry. And yes, it was a nice trade idea. As you can see, 20 pips over there at this level, first rejection. And now with New York, we went to 30 pips. As a scalp, it is fine. What is happening afterwards is that 70 pips, blah, blah. You see that there's a clear shift in the volume and momentum in the chart. And this is what is also called my trade, that is mixed feeling, because, okay, I didn't check that, I didn't know coming into the charts that the ECB was going to decide to take the decision on the interest rates. And I took my trade exactly, let's see, I think it was it's not only about being entering at a live candle. Look at the size of these candles. Okay, I entered over there 10 minutes before the decision of the interest rate. So what I usually look at is just the USD data, but I knew because I saw a video that today that there was in these days the ECB decision of the interest rates. The interest rate of a central bank, especially of not like one single country, but a whole European Union, is obviously affecting gold because investors from all over the world are also investing in gold. So I entered. So if there was not any single ECB, my traded year was the following. So instead of simply taking the screenshot on TradeView, what I'm trying to do now is looking at like 0.02 lots instead of 0.05 and taking these entries. The price action for the entry was good, but I entered at a live candle. I entered sort of hoping that this was the final rejection. If I enter there or if I enter at this bearish candle, doesn't really matter. The point is that I never exited over here until, because as I told you yesterday, we are still, my trade ideas is still valid. If there was no decision, no fundamental, this one was still a good idea. So this one maybe could have gone 10 pips. 10 pips was right there, because we were still respecting and failing to break my PSA. The only thing is that exactly with this candle, there was the fundamental reason. So one candle took me out, couldn't even take partials. What happened next is that, yes, of course, the ECB, the rate decision was higher than expected. That's why it created some sort of very strong impulse movement, and that's why also this whole move from yesterday makes sense, because now this one was the concept of pricing in. Let me put it here. In this decision and this one correction. So it makes absolutely sense, all this. It makes absolutely sense. But of course, I did not check exactly that part. I did not check the non-USD fundamentals, and that beat me in the ass, as you say. But what really shocked me about this trade was not about taking a loss. At first, I thought it was the loss. Okay, oh, I took a loss. But then I was unable to get back into the mindset of, okay, let's shift. Let's get clear mind. Let's shift. Okay, now there's the interest rate. You can probably go buys, blah, blah. No, I was shocked because it was a stupid thing by me, or how I do consider myself, not to know that this important decision event, fundamental news report or whatever, and it sort of caught me off guard. But I stick a little bit on the charts. I was not ready to take further entries, even though, as you can see, this supply was a 15-minute supply, was broken. At first I was looking for sells, but not live in the, I think, I don't know if I left, no, I didn't left anything here. This one is the one I just took. Okay, and I was looking for sells over here, but then you see that the price is so strong, bullish. There's no reason to counter trend, but I was not able to even focus and say, okay, maybe I have to enter buys, or okay. But what I did was going back into the charts and said, okay, this supply is being broken. Also, this one has been broken. So we are at this time. Where is the price possible? Where can the price possibly at this point react? I mean, it's not going up forever. It's not like a new war has been announced. So where the price can give some sort of rejection, and identify on the 50 minutes there was this big supply area. And as you can see, price immediately give the first rejection over here, which is what I saw. I mean, the clear sell area. This is not like say, oh, I told you that it was going to. This is not a trade idea. This is okay. This supply area, as you can see, went all the way up, but then got rejected exactly at this level with like 30 pips. And yeah, I mean, supply area you can sell, and it's such a big supply area. The point is, okay, maybe you sell over here. If you are one that wants to sell supply areas, you sell over here, and then you have to sell over here. So maybe this one is a loss, but this one is a win. So you have to, as a scalper, I think it's something that I have to learn to deal with some losses. And supply area was very, very strong. And as we're going to see there, with this price action on the left, there will be some sort of bounce, retest, as you can see. This one is another, there's a correction, aggressive, and when I saw this candle closing, I wanted to take sells, but I was paralyzed. I was not in a clear mental state for taking actual trades. So this one was 14 pips, candle, close, rejecting, and then 14 pips. That would be a winning trade for me. Now, I don't care that then it goes to break even. I don't care. This is a winning trade for me. But I was paralyzed for sells. Maybe it was, and the trade idea is, okay, I know that when it goes to a supply area, then it goes back, retests, and then goes back again. And we're going to see it later. This one is the ECB, bullish momentum, blah, blah, blah. I already talked about. Price touches the supply area, and we have only 5 minutes before. Okay, exactly. I already forgot even this. We were coming towards the jobless claims. So here, and as you can see, in my trade idea, I was not even considering the jobless claims. And afterwards, I said, okay, jobless claims were much higher than expected. The jobs data can be relevant from now because of due to the recession, the investors want to know how is the job sector. And this one was exactly the time of jobless claims. And myself would have not made sense even because I wasn't forgetting the fundamentals. Of course, very bullish bias due to this fundamental report. But I was looking here. This one is a trade idea, a live trade idea, because, okay, you are here. So first touch, I don't remember if 1709, 17, exactly, is this one. So, no, it's actually this one. Okay, so this one was, let me check. Okay, a supply area, then went above. Okay, so it moved so much that I almost forgot where we are. Okay, so this one was the previous one. Then we see the price going, and then, as I told you, we identified that, okay, where is the next one? Because this one was around here, I think. 1696, 1693. No, it was here. Okay, so in the middle of here, doing so, as you can see, hoping that the price will reject, but there's a fundamental reason not to. And now we are talking about this because at the first touch of the supply area, there you go, I had my trade idea because now this is a very much bigger supply. Let's see if it's over here. It's a much bigger supply area, much more aggressive from yesterday. And that's where I'm expecting price to sell. And that's where I took my trade idea, which went many pips down. Then I just closed the charts. I looked afterwards and I saw that, okay, yes, this trade idea, even this would have gone more than 140 pips just to retrace all the way back down here. This is crazy. Went at the exact same level, MPPL over here, 625, gave a bounce, This is, yes, 20 pips stop loss, and this is other for 140 pips. And the timing is pre-New York Stock Exchange opening. This is the pre-New York. So the liquidity grab before the session opens stops exactly at the your PSA and then bounce back up. So the supply area becomes demand area. And when you see this confirmation, that's a clear sell, clear buys. Then you have some sort of rejection at this level. Price is making what? A new higher low, higher high, higher low, and then went to make a new higher high, 1718, after getting rejected and then bouncing from this exactly level. This one was not an area, this was a supply area, becomes a demand level, resistance turns support. This is basically it when we want to explain what is happening over here. Resistance is turning support. You can see that, of course, the volume is much less. We don't have London open anymore, but look at these candles over here. Leaving lower wicks, giving you confirmation for entering 30 pips of buys. As you can see here, this is pretty much what happened. So, as a recap of today, for me, is I was not patient enough. I entered again at a live candle, closing bullish. But the main mistake is because, remember, I repeat, even if I entered over there, the price is still showing a bearish trend and we are reacting at a supply level. So for me, the price can still go down. The point is that I forgot that 10 minutes later there was a huge fundamental event, and that even at and then not knowing that caught me off guard, and I was not even able to look at the initial jobless claims. So this is it, guys. I took only one small loss because the lot size was very small, but good, hopefully good lesson. And this price action is very clean. If you understand where I charted these levels, where I charted this level on the top, it makes much sense to understand this price action on the 1 minute on the dot, the 1 and 2. If I was in the right mental state, I would have taken 1 and 2. That was it. Not staying here, trying to catch something, maybe entering this one because it's a huge supply. I don't know, very high risk, high reward, because you see this very aggressive bullish candle. Or even, okay, yes, price is going bullish. Let's take some bulls. Not like just try to catch the falling knife. Okay, but guys, this is it for today. See you tomorrow.